green, no Grayson Allen. Devin Booker puts the team on his back. Should you be getting excited about the Phoenix Suns? And the Arizona Cardinals have a new best case scenario, and it's not one that you're going to be excited to cheer for. Let's talk about that much more in this edition of the Ben Garcia Show.
The Ben Garcia Show. Yeah. Woo. Best show in the land. Yup. Listen. Come and get your information from Ben Garcia. Get the latest on your quarterback, running backs, and receivers. Tune in, so any other show you don't need them. Any news that he giving out, please just believe him. Giving out the latest prediction and top-notch analysis. Wanna hear the truth, better have thick skin like callus. The latest move that your team just made can be damaging. The dudes ain't speaking no facts, they just be rambling. Lights, camera, action, turn on the show, go get the cameraman. Yeah. Lights, camera, action, turn on the show, go get the cameraman. The Ben Garcia Show.
What is up? Welcome into yet another edition of the Ben Garcia Show. Thank you so much for tuning in on this wonderful, beautiful Friday. Wherever you may be listening, however you may be listening, thank you so much for making myself and this show a part of your day. Do me a huge favor before the show begins. Hit the like, hit the share, hit that subscribe button. We got a lot of things to get into. There's a lot of Suns talk on the show. There's a lot of Cardinals talk on the show. So let's dive deep into it. So you guys know, the way I choose selections and topics for this show is not based on, what's going on. It's based on what's the most important thing to talk about right now in all of Arizona sports. Normally, on a Friday in middle of November, we should be talking about the Arizona Cardinals. But the Arizona Cardinals are not giving us a reason to talk about them. So we'll get to them, but they're not going to start off my show because I'm not going to reward incompetence. What I will reward is competency, is telling you what your time should be used on. Not lying to you and trying to blow smoke that team still has a chance to go to the playoffs. But what I will say is what the Phoenix Suns have done over the last couple of weeks has been truly, truly surprising. No one in their right mind, a rational fan, thought to themselves this team would be this good right away. Now, I've seen the discussions. Well, the Suns have only beaten the Spurs. That's their only good team they beat. Okay, what happened to that game? I'm not trying to convince you. I'm not trying to convince you that the Phoenix Suns are better than any of us think. I'm not trying to do that. I'm not interested in doing that. I do think the Suns' expectations are rising to the level of, okay, you better make the play-in. But I don't like this idea of, well, they're only beating the Pacers. Oh, they're only beating the, Clippers. They're only beating the insert team here. Yeah, over the last 3 games, the Suns have beaten the Clippers twice. I guess we could say 4 games. Clippers twice, Mavericks, Pacers. I can't even remember the team they beat before that. I think it was the Spurs. Because they've been putting belt to ass to teams every single night. It would be one thing. Again, and I'm not trying to blow smoke, right? Again, I think this team is a play-in team. I don't think that they're a top 6 team in the Western Conference, but a play-in team is exactly where they should be. That's exactly what the goal should be this year. Had they been beating teams by 5-6 points, then you say to yourself, well, maybe this isn't as impressive as it looks. The Suns are putting belt to ass to teams night in and night out. They have been up 18 points at minimum in 7 of their last 8 games. And not only are they getting up big, they're then not losing those leads. They're 7-0 in those games. Getting up big, not surrendering leads. Does anyone think last year's Phoenix Suns team would do that? Last year we talked about the dreaded fourth quarter. Hang on to your butts. Get up 25 points because they might blow that lead anyways. I'm not here to tell you something insane about the Phoenix Suns' expectations and how they're rapidly changing, because they're not. They are changing a little bit to the extent of, yeah, maybe they're a for sure play-in team now, than rather a hopeful play-in team. But last night was another example of how the Suns are winning, not just that they're winning. It's not Devin Booker going off every single night for 35 plus points, and if he doesn't do that, they lose. It's a combination of Grayson Allen, who got injured last night but seems to be okay now, Royce O'Neal, Colin Gillespie. It is a collaboration of effort, and it got me thinking last night, how good is this team? How good is this team? Because they shot 60% from the field last night until garbage time came in, and they emptied the bench with Rasheer and Kaman and Nigel Hayes-Davis. How good can they be? I don't know. But at the beginning of the season, I could have answered that question to you. I would have said, I think they're going to be the 9 team, the 10 seed. And then let's see what they can do in a play-in tournament style. Let's see. That is amazing for this Phoenix Suns team. The fact that expectations are changing in a good way, maybe not rapidly, but in a good way. And I thought the most impressive thing last night was Devin Booker. I got to be honest with you guys. I'm not a big fan of calling him Devin Armani Booker. I think it's a little strange. I don't know him like that. I'm more closer to calling him Mr. Booker than I am Devin Booker. But that's just me. I've been harder on Devin Booker this year than most media, than most Phoenix Suns fans, than most opinionists. I think I might be the only opinionist in the media right now, in the Arizona space, but whatever. And the reason why I've been so hard on Booker is because the Suns told us what we should be holding Devin Booker to in the offseason. They gave him a supermax deal that few players in the NBA get. Few. Very few. And so I will hold him to the supermax standard that the Phoenix Suns told me to hold him to. They said it. They told you, hey, this is what we think he is. Okay, cool. Things change. Now, I don't think I've been hard on Devin Booker. I don't think I've been irrationally hard on Devin Booker. I ranked him 13th on Locked On's NBA Top 100. I think he's a top 15 player in the NBA. I think he's the second best shooting guard in the NBA behind Anthony Edwards right now. I know, crazy take, whatever. Let's move past it. He can overtake that, but right now I think it's Anthony Edwards. What Devin Booker did last night is why I hold him to such a high standard. No Jalen Green, no Grayson Allen, 2 of your best 3 shot makers, neither of them. And what happened? Devin Booker did not turtle shell. He did not defer to other teammates like I didn't like that he did late in the Mavericks game. He decided when the game got close, a little uncomfortable, 10-point game. Okay, Jordan Goodwin, Dylan Brooks, Nick Richards, Oso, I got this. Get on my back. This is what you pay me $75 million a year for. Give me the ball. Everyone else get the hell out of the way. That's what superstar players do. Whether it was the pull-up transition 3 that took me back to 2021, Valley jerseys, court, Devin Booker, or getting to the rim at will, causing, ruckuses down low, fighting with the opposing Pacers players, that juice that he brings, the pull-up jumpers from the elbow, that's what you have to see from Booker. The most impressive thing a player can do in any sport is what can you do when the opposing team knows you need a score, whether that's a touchdown, a run, or in this case, a bucket. When everyone knows you need to score and the team's going to go to you, what can you do? And no Jalen Green, no Grayson Allen. Dylan Brooks is playing well. But it's Devin Booker and a lot of cross your fingers. He showed up. He showed up. He carried you. He put that game away. He's what sparked, when the fourth quarter started, a 20-0 run after his flamethrower of a third quarter. That's what the Devin Booker Supermax player is supposed to look like. Not just great statistics like he's had all year, not just good averages like he's had all year, but what do you do when the team needs you most? Now, he hasn't been asked to do that a ton this year, but in what I thought was one of the more scarier spots, two of your best three players is out. The opposing team is chipping away at the lead a little bit. It's a 10-point game. Devin Booker goes full superstar mode. That's why you pay him. Not just for the good averages and the good splits, but what do you do when the team needs you most? That, I think, was Devin Booker's best game as a Phoenix Sun, bar none, this season. I also thought that was a bit of a carbon copy of the Pelicans game a couple of games ago, where the Suns just full on beat up the New Orleans Pelicans. They did tonight against the Indiana Pacers. And I keep saying, I'm not sure if this is sustainable. I don't know if this is the real Phoenix Suns. And the reason why I say that is because they shot 60% from the field last night up until garbage time when they emptied up the bench. I thought the perfect Phoenix Suns win would be suffocating defensively, low scoring, and you make timely buckets at the end of games, courtesy of Devin Booker and Jalen Green. That might not be the case because the Suns collectively are shooting an insane number. Nearly 60% against the Pelicans, another nearly 60% performance tonight against, or last night against the Indiana Pacers. Forgot their name for a second. Maybe that's just the Suns. Maybe the Suns found a collection of talent that is just better than we all thought they would be. Maybe that's it. Because I'm questioning how far this team can go now. And according to Tankathon, per my guy John Voida, who joins me on Locked On Suns, the Suns have the hardest remaining schedule left in the NBA. Cool. Not flinching at that one iota. And the reasoning for that is good teams beat teams that they're supposed to beat. And the Suns team the last two seasons did not do that. And this Suns team didn't do that over the last 2 years. And even more than that, they're blowing these teams out. It's not close. It is a bludgeoning. And that is to the credit of Booker, the Phoenix Suns, and honestly, it's just really impressive. And here's another thing. I usually don't take questions till the end of the show, but it just popped up right here. If the Suns continue to win, do you think that they will stifle rookies getting time in games to develop? You don't get to have everything. And that's from my guy Brian in the chat, who I really like. You don't get to have everything. We have to put the rookie talk aside for now until they start losing games. The way the Suns are winning games, it's working. You ever heard the phrase, don't fix what's not broken? The Suns aren't broken right now. They don't need the rookies. I thought when the season started, they would need Kaman Malawach. They would need Rasheer Fleming. They don't need them right now. And so if the Suns keep winning games, what they're doing right now, why do I care? Why do I care? Like, I thought about this. I'm frustrated that Kaman Malawach isn't playing. I'm frustrated that Rasheer Fleming isn't playing. Until you remember they're winning and they're blowing teams out by 50. If that's the case, like, what am I upset about? What am I upset about? Jordan Knott has a formula and it's working. When it stops working, then I'll critique it. But for now, I'm not just going to go after the Suns for not playing rookies. What they're doing is working. When it stops working, we'll change the content accordingly. But I thought about that last night. It's why I answered that question now. If you guys have more questions, I'll answer them at the end of the show. But that was another thing. It's just why do I care? They're winning games. And if they're winning games, again, why would I care? So with that being said, the Suns get another major win last night against the, again, team his name I forgot, Indiana Pacers. With that being said, the Arizona Cardinals also have a game today. Or I'm sorry, they also have a game on Sunday. And I hate it, guys. I hate it. It pisses me off so much. I cannot stand when Arizona sports fans find any reason to moan and groan. It pisses me off. Whether it's the Grayson Allen injury last night, I'm like, you've been the beneficiary to a lot of injuries this year. Anthony Davis didn't play. Tyrese Halliburton's not playing. Benedict Mathurin's not playing. Or Miles Turner's not there anymore. That's not an injury, but he's gone. James Harden and Kawhi Leonard didn't play early in the season. It pisses me off when Suns fans go nothing good happens to us. It's low sports self-esteem. These types of things happen to everyone. And so when you turn that over to the Arizona Cardinals and Marvin Harrison Jr. gets appendicitis, if your first reaction is, oh my God, nothing good happens to us, you're doing it wrong. First off, the reaction is actually, okay, is Marv okay? Appendicitis, that's no joke. That can kill you in some instances. Now America is a very good place with very good health care. So, Marv is fine. But that should be your first thought. And then your second thought is, cool, next man up. Don't give the Cardinals a reason to lose games. Don't give them here's a pass. You don't have a lot of players. Have fun. Will Johnson, Mac Wilson, Marvin Harrison Jr., Kyler Murray. Every team's got injuries. Newsflash, it's week 11 of the NFL season. And so I can't stand that. The moaning and groaning, oh, nothing good happens to us. The only reason why the Cardinals aren't good this year is for the following. Their quarterback play wasn't good enough. Their offensive line play isn't good enough. Their coaching in big spots has made really boneheaded decisions. And early in the season, in the fourth quarter, the defense was giving up massive chunk plays that ended up effectively losing games. It's not because of injuries. It's not because the world has it out for you. I can't stand that. How about just hold your team to a higher standard? That's what I'm for. With that being said, the Arizona Cardinals do have a game this weekend. I actually do think this is a game the Arizona Cardinals are going to win. And here's why. Brock Purdy's coming back. I wonder how much that messes up the funk of the 49ers right now. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe Brock Purdy comes back in his 2020 3 Brock Purdy where they went to the Super Bowl. Maybe that's the case. Maybe they come back and he cooks with gas. He's got Kittle. He's got Jennings. Maybe Ricky Pearsall comes back and they look good. But I do think there is a form of rhythm that you develop in the NFL season. Brock Purdy coming into the fold so late, yes, they need to get him in if they're going to make the playoffs, but still, I think there's going to be a little bit of rust for maybe the first 2 quarters of this game. The Cardinals are the best bad team in the NFL, meaning they could get their ass beat in any occasion against really elite teams. The Seahawks, the Patriots, maybe even that. Bills, Chiefs. I think the Ravens are still in there, although their record isn't great because Lamar Jackson was injured. The Eagles. There are teams that will go belt to ass against the Arizona Cardinals. The San Francisco 49ers are not one of them. The Cardinals defensively, even without some of their key pieces, can keep the 49ers in check. It's at home. It's going to be 80% 49ers fans, as it should be, because you shouldn't support teams that aren't putting a good product on the field. But I don't think the Niners have the the 49ers don't have the pass rush that the Seattle Seahawks have. They don't. So they don't have what the Seattle Seahawks have to completely disrupt and blow up the flow of the Arizona Cardinals offense. They don't have that. And so, yeah, they've got Christian McCaffrey, who's more or less a running back. Who is more or less a wide receiver to this point in his career. He hasn't been great running the football this year, and he's had a lot of attempts at it. Juwan Jennings, fine wide receiver. Ricky Pearsall, we'll see what happens. He could be touch and go all the time. But the Cardinals have the defensive versatility to match up with the San Francisco 49ers. But even more than any of that, the Niners don't have the pass rush to completely obliterate what the Arizona Cardinals do well offensively, which is throw the ball towards the middle of the field with Jacoby Brissett. I think they'll be able to run the ball somewhat effectively with Bam Knight, Amari DiMercado, maybe even a little Michael Carter if he gets activated for this game. And I actually do believe the Cardinals are going to win this game. Even without Marvin Harrison Jr., James Conner, Jonah Williams is terrible. I think even with all those reasons, I think the Cardinals win on Sunday because Jacoby Brissett is an adult at the quarterback position. I think he will make enough throws, even if that's just 3 or 4 big throws, that they will beat the 49ers because the 49ers defense is putrid. They are, injured to the worst degree. They don't really do anything super well. They've got okay defensive backs. Diamonor Lenore is a good player. But even with the Cardinals lacking weapons, you still got Trey Benson. You still got Trey McBride. You still got Paris Johnson Jr. You've still got Michael Wilson. I like what the Cardinals can do offensively against the San Francisco 49ers defensively. And here's another thing that I'll say. If Jacoby Brissett plays just fine against the San Francisco 49ers and he makes enough plays offensively with no Marvin Harrison Jr., no Trey Benson, no James Conner, terrible right tackle, I don't want to hear the name Kyler Murray come out of anyone's mouth for the rest of the season. Because if Jacoby Brissett, even if being at home, can beat the San Francisco 49ers, who are a winning football team right now, without a bunch of weapons, I don't want to hear it anymore. It won't be me touting that Jacoby Brissett is so much better than Kyler Murray. That's not what I'm interested in. Because even if Kyler is better than Jacoby, and I think there's a debate to be had there, congratulations on being better than a backup quarterback. It's not the winning argument you think it is. But if he goes into State Farm Stadium this Sunday and beats the San Francisco 49ers, I don't want to hear it anymore. Because in games where Kyler doesn't have all of his weapons, he'll turtle shell. When he's got a poor offensive line, he'll turtle shell. Well, Jacoby Brissett's had a lot of sacks. Yeah, because he's standing in the pocket and making throws. Would Kyler Murray have the same amount of fumbles as Jacoby Brissett against the Seattle Seahawks a week ago? No, because Kyler would have hit the ground long before Boye Mafe and you take your pick of Seattle Seahawks defenders got in the backfield. And so with that being said, I think the Cardinals win this weekend. I'm not saying it's something you should be rooting for at this point. We'll get to that in just a second. But I do think the Arizona Cardinals win this weekend because at home, I don't think the San Francisco 49ers are super great right now. They're missing a lot of key players, just like the Cardinals are. And they don't have what the Seattle Seahawks have to completely derail the Arizona Cardinals offense, which would be a good pass rush. I think Jacoby Brissett makes 1 or 2, maybe 3 big throws. Trey McBride has a hell of a day They find a way to run the ball a little bit better than they did in previous weeks. And I think they get the W. And I believe the Arizona Cardinals defense is good enough to hold Brock Purdy, who hasn't played in the better part of a month, in check. And if they can do that, defensively, they'll be just fine. Apologies, fighting a bit of a cold this morning. I don't even know if it's cold. I would say it's more of like allergies at this point, but I hate when that happens because it's super unprofessional, but whatever. Defensively, I think the Cardinals can match up well with the San Francisco 49ers. Brock Purdy's got a little bit of rust on him, hasn't played in the better part of a month. They've got George Kittle, they've got Juwan Jennings, Jonathan Gannon, and Nick Rawless, even being down a few players, need to understand this is what they were hired for. Put players in the best positions to succeed. You're at home. You should be able to win this game. And so I'll take the Cardinals to win this game this weekend against the San Francisco 49ers. Here's the other thing. Here's what actually matters. Here's the best case scenario for the Arizona Cardinals. And you're not going to like it because it sucks to root for these things. They lose the rest of their games and secure a top 5 pick and secure an opportunity to draft one of the better quarterbacks in this draft this season, or trade back, get multiple picks, and be ready to reload on the draft next year, or take the best tackle in the draft somewhere in that facility. But that's the new best case scenario for the Arizona Cardinals. And I don't think it's crazy to think that the Cardinals could potentially lose out and get a top 5 pick this year. But what you want is swings at the bat. What you want is opportunities to draft a quarterback. And if you could get Ty Simpson or Fernando Mendoza, you have to do it if you're the Cardinals. So I think the new best case scenario for the Arizona Cardinals is going and getting one of those players, going and getting a top 5 draft pick. I know it sucks, man. It's not fair. You don't deserve this as a fan. If there's anyone who has been scorned more, it is you, the Arizona Cardinal fan. Because the Cardinals sold you a bill of goods. They were going to be this good this year. I believed in the Kyler Murray thing too. I didn't throw away the Kyler Murray experience until about week 6. I've been on the Kyler Murray train ever since then. But at some point, when a toxic girlfriend keeps making your life toxic, you just have to move on. And that's what it felt like with Kyler. And you moved on. And you moved on. Now it's time to evaluate what the best thing to do is now. And the best thing to do is root for the Cardinals to lose games. Root for them to lose games. Because here is the best part. Here's the number one thing I could give to you and not lie to you, because that's why you come to this show. Brutal honesty, not fandom and waving pom-poms. I'm not interested in that. The Cardinals are not that far away. They're really not that far away. Without the injuries on defense, they'll get those players back. Mac Wilson, Will Johnson, Garrett Williams, Walter Nolan. You've got dudes on this team. Josh Sweat defensively, Budda Baker, Jalen Thompson, Rabbit Taylor Demerson. You've got dudes on the defensive side of the ball. Like, let's not act like this team doesn't have talent. But because of some bad coaching at times, bad quarterbacking, and timely mishaps defensively, they are where they are. They are where they are. And then offensively, we've seen some sparks from Marvin Harrison Jr. recently. I don't know if that's, him going to be a number 1 wide receiver in the NFL. I don't know. But Trey McBride is still great. They've got an elite left tackle. Can you draft a running back in this draft and solidify that position? Yes, it ain't difficult. The Cardinals truly are a quarterback away. They're truly a quarterback away. Maybe even a head coach away. And we can talk about that later in the season. But the best case scenario for the Arizona Cardinals now is to lose out. And it's not something fun to cheer for. But if you can get a top 5 pick and get a Fernando Mendoza, a Ty Simpson, I mean, that would change everything. That would do wonders for the Arizona Cardinals offensively. And then you could have potentially a 10-year roadway where the Cardinals are relevant and have competent quarterback play. And the best thing is, when you get that rookie quarterback in, it's just don't crash the Maserati. They've got weapons. They've got players. They've got a left tackle. And so it sucks right now in this moment. But it doesn't have to forever. Short-term suffering for long-term success. That's the new best-case scenario for the Arizona Cardinals. I'll take some of your guys' questions now. I know Brian had one a second ago. And I'll go up to it. Tim, this is my favorite podcast, bro. Keep it up. Yeah, at some point I need to actually put it in podcast form because right now I'm just on YouTube. Thanks, brother. I really appreciate it, man. Some people don't love me. I think it's because I'm a little bit of a harsh personality, and that's okay. I can be a little irritating sometimes. If the Suns continue to win, okay, I answered that. Do you think... Here's another thing that pisses me off. Brian, you didn't piss me off. But you said, do you think the Suns will continue to shop Allen and O'Neal before the deadline? How do you balance building the future and giving fans what they want and wins today? I was the first person to... This is why you come to this show. Because first off, when we're talking about the Phoenix Suns, and we'll change to the Phoenix Suns logo really quickly, I've been right on... People come after me sometimes, and it annoys me when people don't also are like, oh yeah, but here's your credit. Because I've been right about a lot of things with this Suns team this year. I don't try to act like someone I'm not. I'm not someone that tries to come out here with analytical takes and here's the statistic for this. Like, I give you some statistics. I tell you what happened, but I'm not going to try to fake it. I'm going to be authentically me. I watch the games. I've been watching basketball for a really long time. I understand the sport. I'm going to tell you what I see. I'm going to give you my opinion on it, and I'll let you know if the stats back it up or not. But let's just list the ways that I've been right this year really quickly, because I feel like I have to sometimes. I said early in the season, in the offseason, no shot am I bringing Chris Paul here. Colin Gillespie plays with more tempo. He fits this team better. He's a better version of Chris Paul at this point in Chris Paul's career. The Oso Iguodala thing, never understood it. I also mentioned before, maybe Grayson Allen should just start over Jalen Green. I think he fits better with Devin Booker. What happens? He's been really good with Devin Booker. I've kind of tweaked it a little bit. Both guys should definitely start this year. That being Jalen Green and Devin Booker and Grayson Allen. I mentioned the Suns will be a top 10 defensive team. That's been right. Devin Booker said he'd be an MVP candidate. I said he'd finish top 6 in MVP voting. That was right. Called the Suns a play-in team. Looks like they're going to be a play-in team to this point in the season. And then the other thing. Again, I watch the game. I tell you what I think, and I tell you what's going to happen. I said a couple of nights ago, I was like, Royce O'Neal, Grayson Allen, they're pumping up that trade value. And it did bonkers numbers on Twitter. And Arizona Sports is then doing a segment about it. Bleacher Report's taking my Grayson Allen stuff. And I'm like, I'm a one-man band here, and people are just taking the content. And that's okay. That's okay. As long as everyone knows where it originated from. Do you think the Suns will continue to shop Allen and O'Neal? Yeah, they're going to have to. If you can get 2 first-round picks for Grayson Allen, how many people are watching right now? 16? You have to do it. You have to do it. That's all I'll say. Royce O'Neal, if you can get a first-round pick for him, guys, he's 32. He's going to be 33 next year. I love him. But, if you can get a first-round pick for him, again, short-term suffering, long-term success. What if you package those 3 first-round picks that you get for those 2 players on Booker's next great running mate? Just saying. So I think they will. If they get you're not just trading them to trade them. You got to get what you need from them. I agree with you, Ben. Injuries aren't an excuse. Every year we're decimated by injury. There was another one from Brian. Cardinals coaching has been downright awful. 49ers have more injuries and are winning games because they have good coaching. Yep. I have, oh, by the way, for everyone on here, I have a Ben Garcia Show Saturday special with Grant Cohn, who covers the San Francisco 49ers. Really big NFL personality. Him and I talk about that tomorrow, so I'll save that. I agree, Ben. It's a kick in the nuts to cheer for a losing team. We can easily be a top 6 looking at our schedule. Need the bad teams to win, some games to crack. At this point, I'm done to it. Already NFL draft comes. It's super exciting. Do you think we should be cheering for getting blown out? That's up to you. Like, do you think Jonathan Gannon, like, if you don't think he's a good enough head coach, then that's up to you. I'm not going to blame you. Well, if you came to me, Brian, and said, I don't think Jonathan Gannon's a good head coach, and you listed all the reasons, I'd be like, I'll push back a little bit. Like, I'll tell you things like, well, you got an A+ grade from the NFLPA. Like, that's not nothing. And his defense is really good. That's not nothing. It's telling you he knows his side of the ball. But I'd be like, bad in the division, losing record. Like, I wouldn't push back on you. So if you don't like JG, like, I'm not going to sit here and try to tell you that you're ridiculous, like the Kyler Murray stuff. I'm like, yeah, I kind of get it. And so if you want to root for that to be over, like, I get it. They need to put some respect on Booger's name. Absolutely. Sorry, I'll watch on Rewatch. What a win. Thanks, Chill Peasy. And I'll get to your thing in just a second. Jesus Guerrero, where can we see Eric v. Ben? So I'm going to be playing Eric Ruby in a basketball game today at noon. He's going to film it. It's just going to be a one-on-one game, super friendly game. Like, we'll probably have some like banter back and forth to build it up for the camera. But like, I like Eric. He wants to hoop. I hoop often. So we'll play one-on-one, and hopefully I'll try not to embarrass myself. He's like, to be fair, he's like 6'1", massive wingspan. I'm 5'8", all right? So we're going to see how that goes. He's going to videotape it. I don't know what they're doing with it. I'm pretty sure it's not PHNX content, though. I think it's just something you'll see on social media. My guy, Ivan, go get a coffee, Ben. You work too hard. For the people, Cardinal tank season, exciting Suns team. Ivan, you and like Brian and Michael, but Michael's everywhere. That dude's freaking everywhere. You guys have been like the first supporters of this show, so I appreciate you guys a ton, bro. Thanks for the money, brother. Channel your inner son's gonna be scrappy. Hey, listen, the shot better be falling because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make a living down low. So we'll see. I'm excited, man. Like, let's say I lose. I think we're playing to 15. Hopefully not. I hope it's 11. But let's say I lose 11-0. Whatever. People make fun of me. That's cool. Like, that's what it's entertainment at the end of the day. Oh, you critique Kevin Durant, but you missed this shot. Like, whatever. No one expects me to be an insane athlete. So I'm excited to play it. We'll see how that goes. And when he posts out the highlights, I'll retweet it. I'll have fun with it. We'll poke fun. And so really cool. Tim Ginger, where do you hoop at? I don't know how much public information I should give out on here, but like, I work at a job where I run their basketball league. So I hoop a lot. So does that mean I'm good? I always tell people I'm not the best. When I play on 5-on-5 games, I am never the worst player. I'm never the best player. I'm somewhere in the middle. So like, it's not me trying to be like, oh, I'm elite at what I do. Like, I'm a solid basketball player. Like, not great, not terrible. I'd rather do that than run on the treadmill. So we'll see. I also, at some point, I got to just get the subscribers out, and we just got to hoop because those are always fun. I love playing basketball, man. I love lifting. I love playing basketball. I'm going to go to the gym right after this, and then we'll go see if I can pull off an upset against Eric. Good dude. Nice dude. He's been very cool about the whole process. As long as the wife still loves you afterwards. Ain't that the truth? A pregnant wife, I might add. A pregnant wife. The other day, guys, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to leave here. This show's been super long. I appreciate it. Thank you. But we just did the math the other day. Our due date, my wife's like pregnancy due date, is in less than 3 months. That's crazy. Who knows? Maybe, and I'm having a little baby girl, and maybe I'll just hold her like this while I do the show. So at 27 years young, it'll be fun. It's why we bought the house. I have my own studio. Baby girl have a room in the other side of the house. So when I'm screaming, I don't wake her up. But crazy times. Because of you guys, my content is doing this, and it's amazing. Thank you for continuously watching and supporting. We bought a house. New baby girl on the way. We're stoked. Anyways, guys, stay safe. I'll let you guys know how it goes today. Maybe I get skunked, man. Who knows? Do me a favor. Hit that like, share, subscribe button. Follow me on all social media platforms. Stay safe. Have a heck of a weekend. And I will talk to you guys. Oh, and reminder, Ben Garcia Saturday show tomorrow with Grant Cohn, San Francisco 49ers guy. That'll be posted tomorrow somewhere between 10 a.m. and noon. So keep an eye out for that. Appreciate you guys. Hit the like, share, subscribe button. Follow me on all social media platforms at Ben Garcia Show. Talk to you guys on Monday. Stay safe and appreciate you guys being here. Have a heck of a weekend.